All right, what's up, guys? We're Our Last Night, and you're watching MULATSCHAG, the only TV you need.
Oak Island. It's near Nova Scotia.
Yep.
What's so special about it?
Have you heard about it at all?
Yeah.
You have? Okay.
The tunnel story.
Yeah. Well, there's they basically almost 100 years ago or so, two people came across a little spot in the woods. It seemed like it had been dug up at one point, and they started digging and finding some. I think they hit a plank, like maybe 15, 20 feet down, and they thought it was really weird. So they went to go I think they went back into town and kind of didn't do anything with it for a while, and then I think a few years later the story kind of went around the little town, and other people started digging and finding that there were planks every so many meters down, evenly spread out, and they would find weird things like rugs made out of coconut strands, which coconuts aren't on the island. It's not like a tropical island. So they found a bunch of weird stuff, and it kind of just progressed over the years, and even presidents of the United States have sponsored digs and stuff there, and they've found it does get crazier. Really far down, I don't know how many feet, but really far down, they hit a point where it flooded, and the
tunnel's
flooded
from three sides.
Yeah, so it flooded, and they figured out they put paint down in the hole, and it went out 3 different sides of the island. So someone
booby trapped it
with
which is pretty
with
crazy.
Tunnels digging all this one spot. And so it's just this big crazy mystery where they think something's down at the bottom. A treasure is down at the bottom, and no one really knows what it is, because no one can get there, because once it fills up with water it just becomes mud, and it's basically impossible. I think they sent a drill down there, and they figured out that it drilled something that was similar to concrete. But they can't get to
no one still knows.
Some alien town.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe, who knows?
There's a show going on right now in the U.S. Called Mystery of Oak Island, and they're
came out right after
the CD came out.
Yeah,
which is funny.
weird.
So we have people tweeting.
That's a good timing.
Yeah, right? Not bad.
Why not?
You guys are from a small town in New Hampshire.
Yep.
And quite quickly you got signed to Epitaph. You now got the freedom to be unsigned again. Yep. Happy with it?
Very happy with it. Yeah, it's cool to have the freedom to be able to release whatever music you want whenever you want, which is really cool. Epitaph was a great label though, so they helped us out a lot over.
Have you met the boss?
Of course, Brett. He's a great guy. Yeah, he's a legend.
He is, and he's still touring from time to time.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely nice not being on a label now and being able to have the freedom, like you said, to do more what you want.
Yeah.
But of course, it's more work.
It definitely is, but
it's more rewarding though.
Yeah,
also.
exactly.
More work pays off.
Yeah.
What's the difference? I mean, now you're on tour in Europe. What's the difference in being on a label
And not being on a label?
With touring and stuff?
Yeah.
Honestly, on the touring side, it's the exact same thing.
It's pretty much
because
the same,
I guess sometimes you'll get. I mean, we've been helped out. I guess some here and there. If our van really broke down, we didn't have any money, so I guess you don't have that backing. But you also, being unsigned, selling your music and stuff on iTunes, you make all that money yourself. So you kind of, your band, I guess, bank account is more padded with stuff like that. When a label would just have to help you out instead. So it's kind of a trade-off. So financially, it's maybe better, I guess. But normally you just do the same stuff.
If a van breaks down, you just call your grandmother or.
Well, no, we
back in the day, yeah, absolutely.
My mom had definitely helped me out when we first started with touring. If the van kind of had a problem and we didn't have any money, she's not going to leave us
really option.
Stranded.
You're in the middle of
nowhere,
you're in the middle of Texas.
We've had help before. I think it definitely couldn't have done it without
Very supportive
help.
families that help.
Yeah, we all have really supportive families that have helped us out and stuff.
And on the other hand, recording, of course, there's nobody saying, nah, it's too much covers on this, or don't do that, do more overdubs and shit.
Yeah, definitely.
We just do whatever we want.
Whatever you want. Like I said, we have the freedom to release whatever music we want when we want. Sometimes on a label you can record a CD in September and they won't want to release it until next year.
Because they have other releases
that are planned out month by
on
month. So
that.
you're just on a list that you're sitting 5th or 6th.
Oak Island, we finished recording and then release it a week later.
Yeah.
Because it was just that it was just digital, and like it was a good time for us to release it. So you can really just do whatever you want. It's like, and then you're excited about the content because it's still new to you. And the more excited you are about it, the more excited your fans are about it. So it's just a good situation overall.
Well, and of course, when you finish a product, you're dying to, you know,
Yeah, of course.
get something out
like,
of it.
Wait like 4 months and then be like, all right, now you can finally listen to it, even though I've been listening to it for like 4 or 5 months.
Sick of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Covers work pretty well for you guys.
Yeah,
Definitely every band starts out playing covers.
Yeah, that's how we started.
but-
We did, yeah. When we first started playing music.
So it's funny.
We did. Funny
like
going back to that.
8-10 years later to come back to doing something like that, but it's definitely helped like grow our fan base, just because
So the power of YouTube and stuff like that. There's like no better way to like present people with songs they hear every day in a different way, and kind of get them attached to your music by showing them maybe a song they already like and just showing them a different version of it. And then they hear that and then they go and listen to your original music because they watch all your covers and then they like what they hear. So just a great way to get people to listen to your original music. So obviously that's the goal for us. It's not like we take pride in the covers and stuff, but
We don't want to be known as a cover
not
band,
like
but-
live at our shows we might play 1 or 2 or something. We don't like want to be known just for that, obviously, but we do it mainly because it is fun and it sends people to our original music as well.
What about the rights? I mean, if you cover Miley Cyrus, I bet Billy Ray must freak out, you know, gotta pay me!
Well, if you don't make any money off it, it's pretty. Things are pretty lenient. I mean, obviously, if you're selling it, making a lot of money, you have to pay. But we are associated with a company that does all that for us.
Okay.
So they do that with a lot of YouTube artists that do covers. So technically, you could do it yourself. You just have to take care of all the accounting. You have to get the licenses for every song, and you have to keep track of who wrote it. And every quarter, you're supposed to pay those people. But we cover so many different artists.
It'd be
That,
so
like,
confusing
we'd have to
to do
keep
all
track of like
ourselves.
hundreds of people that we'd have to pay.
Yeah.
So we just kind of work with a company that
does all that for us. So they take their percentage and then
It's really awesome. It
artists,
makes
yeah.
it really easy for us.
So
to
then there
do that.
was anybody who said, hate your cover, you know, get this off of
They
YouTube.
don't really hear it probably.
Yeah, they're like exactly. Like you said, Miley Cyrus. Very doubtful she's heard our cover.
But
just
it helps. It actually, there's like another YouTube company we work with that helps us manage our YouTube channel, and they get campaigns from record labels saying, "Please have your artists cover these songs
To get
as
the
a
original- to
promotional
get the
material."
original song
So
more
actually,
players.
artists want people to cover their songs, especially if it's getting more views. Because like we did a Katy Perry one recently, and the song kind of was pretty new, just started to hit the radio and stuff. A lot of people of our fans said they never even heard the song.
Yeah.
So a lot of times that will send people to the original song, and like you said, they get paid from the covers as well.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we do a cover, we sell on iTunes, and we have to pay a percentage to the people that wrote the song.
What's happening in Hollis?
We don't even live there anymore.
I'm the only
No.
one that's
Woody's
still
the one
there.
that lives there.
I'm the only one still there, but it's very good. It's very
What's
good. I think
going
right
on?
now it's cold. I think we just got some snow last week, like a foot. So
Yeah. It's a
all
very,
right.
very
It's-
small town.
Yeah, it's a very small town. It's very homey and comfortable. Yeah.
I do miss it from time to time.
Amazing in the summer. Nothing like New Hampshire in the summer. It's
Yeah.
great.
Summer's great,
So
fall's
green,
great.
everything is really pretty.
Yeah.
Are you doing some, from time to time, some homecoming shows there at
we-
the local pub or whatever?
The local pub, there's just nowhere to play.
There's
Yeah,
no
there's
there's
nowhere
no
to play.
venues
There
even in
literally
New
aren't
Hampshire to
venues.
play.
But we would also have to open our own pub in Hollis in order to play.
Yeah, no bars in Hollis. There's no restaurants really. There's
One restaurant.
one
One-
stoplight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very
It's
small.
pretty wild
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, you can go 15 minutes down the road and there'll be places where we grew up playing. There's a place in the town next door called Nashua that we just played there like I don't know, like it seemed like every other weekend when we were a local band, and it was awesome. But that doesn't exist anymore. There's not a lot of places.
Yeah,
to
all the
play,
venues are
unfortunately.
slowly shutting down. So we mainly, if we're gonna play like a home show, we'll play like Boston, because that's only like 45 minutes to an hour. So we'll play there. Yeah, I wish there was a venue in Hollis.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Maybe one day we'll go back
Well,
and
they-
build a huge venue
They
in
did shows in
Hollis.
Hollis for a while.
Exactly.
Alpine.
The Alpine
Yeah.
Grove. Oh yeah, true.
Finch played there.
The Bully Project.
Yeah.
It's not known over here, so what is it about?
It just tries to prevent bullying in like elementary and middle and high schools.
Yeah, Bully was it's a documentary on Netflix. And
Yeah,
just
so
like,
that organization made a movie that's out there.
it just like follows a few kids around at their schools to like show you how bad bullying can actually be. And it really is brutal, and you really don't even notice. Like, you don't really even think about how bad it can be because
Yeah, it sure happens all
It's
across
terrible.
the
It's
planet.
Way
over.
worse than it was when I was a kid.
because
that's for
now
sure.
like they get
social networking.
Yeah, they get bullied at school, and then like maybe you used to be able to go home and then have your own separate life from school, but now it's just like you go home and then you go on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, and it's still there. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It's like you can't really like get away from that. So we
Yeah,
wanted
so
to
it
work
just
with
kind
them.
of we just like the documentary, and our song Sunrise is kind of, some of the lyrics are inspired by that. So when we were doing a music video, we kind of came up with an idea to work with a company that is against bullying, and I emailed them first because we just really like their movie and stuff like that.
They emailed us
So
back.
they just I think they didn't see the email, but I called them, and then that worked out. I don't know. It's pretty easy to get in touch with organizations like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, it's great for them because we just raised a bunch of money through a T-shirt, and now it's all going through them. And I think they could probably just raise more awareness in high schools and stuff like that.
Being a rock and roll musician means you're far away from home all the time. You have to work all the time
Yep.
in the studio, or you're on tour. Any plans how long this will go?
Hopefully a long time.
As long as
yeah,
it's
I mean
long.
it's already been a long time since we
Yeah,
started.
it's been a while,
so
but it seems to be picking up with new fans, and
yeah.
I don't know, a lot of internet hype right now around us, more than we've ever had. So hopefully, I don't know. I
just
mean,
keep
as long as it's
touring.
going well,
Yeah.
keep doing it.
Definitely. More new music, more touring. We're going to Australia for the first time right after this tour.
Wow, gee.
So, yeah.
Doing
we're
a club
excited.
tour or supporting?
Soundwave. It's that big.
Oh, there you
yeah.
go.
So we're excited about that. So hopefully tour some new places.
You must have had a good management.
Yeah.
Getting stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
His
amazing
name is
manager.
Curran Blevins, actually.
Yep, and he is the best manager we could ever ask.
He was
for.
our tour manager for a little bit, and then kind of we just
Slowly,
stopped
like-
working with the bigger like management companies, and that kind of stuff fell through. And he would always bring up really good ideas to us on tour, and he just has a knack for that kind of the music business side of things, and he loves doing it. So we were just talking one day, and we were like, dude, just manage us, give it
Go
a
for
try.
it. And,
Just
like,
really, but be serious about it and see what you can do. And
And we've been friends with him for so long, so it's nice to like work with like a manager that you're so close to that you can like
Yeah.
talk to about
Yeah, he's
anything,
just our age.
not,
He's our
not
friend.
only like band related stuff, you know, like it's cool to have like to work with someone that you're so close with.
MULATSCHAG!